It's not in the cards for you. I'm pretty good at insults, and I got the internet and a lot of free time.
People are so stupid. They think you can't be a socialist or a communist or an anarchist because you want to get a job. It's one of the most laughable things ever. It's like saying that that's not because you want to raise a family or to have a really hot girlfriend or wife someday. It's because you're a capitalist pig because you want to get a low-paying job at like a grocery store or something. Did you know under capitalism, you're forced to self-deprecate in order to get by? But under communism, we're all comrades, so there is no self-deprecation? I still don't understand why you like capitalism so much. It saddens me. People get too bogged down in theory, which is what they shouldn't do as communists. You should be involved in what communism is really about. Direct action until you get what's yours. All that surplus labor they stole from you as you did your job so the boss could get richer, and they pay you minimum wage, or they pay you a wage that you feel is unfair. They raised the minimum wage to $15, but it's only worth the $7.50 it was proposed to be above back when they proposed the $15 minimum wage. So it's really just a bait and switch. I'm not saying I don't want to get a job, but what I'm saying is that most people feel that they're not being paid enough for their job. Everybody feels that way. What is money really other than numbers on a screen? It's not backed up by anything other than debt. So it's really just balanced by a black hole called debt. It's not backed up by the gold in Fort Knox. It's not backed up by the silver reserves. It's not backed up by paper money, because what's paper money backed up by? You know what it is? It's just ink and paper, ink and paper. And numbers on a screen, really, if you're only into your credit card. You can make money worth whatever you want it to be worth. Check out some Alan Watts videos on that. All you'd have to do is say, oh, you have a job, you get paid $1 million a year for that job. Then everybody would be getting the surplus labor back that the corporations or the bosses stole. So you really have to think about it from the perspective of everybody would be getting paid more for a job that they think deserves more pay. It doesn't matter what you're doing, a welder, an auto body repairman, a janitor, fast food worker, a doctor, a lawyer. Everybody feels like they should be paid more money. Even CEOs. Well, CEOs probably don't because they give it away. Same with like the board. The company boards feel like they get paid enough money because they end up giving most of it away anyway. But if they just give it away to their employees by paying them more, they wouldn't even have to take a debt for that. However, they don't. So we really should balance the scales by direct action, demanding that every job is worth $1 million a year. In any facility, in any faculty, in any way possible. Communism is supposed to be about rising up. It's not supposed to be about being bogged down in theory. It's about being demanding of what you deserve as a worker. Capitalism forces you to self-deprecate. And communism forces you to do nothing other than to consider the fact that you need to get paid more. You're entitled to your labor, and we're all on the same team. What I'm proposing is communism, but what I'm proposing is what's right. You know, they like to show you these pictures on the TV screen run by the capitalist media of what it's like in communist countries. Well, are you sure those conditions weren't there before communism? Communism was trying to fix these things. China and Russia were technically socialist systems, so was Cuba, but Cuba has great medical. I don't see why we just don't take the logical step of going for communism. It's not like the corporations are giving away most of that money. I mean, they say that they do. A lot of CEOs are going to give away a lot of that when they die, but who's going to see that? You know what I mean? That 90% charity push is going to be for who? More millionaire foundations? More millionaire charities? Who are they really giving that money to? Are they giving it to people on the street? Are they going to propose to build homeless shelters? Are they going to propose to house people for free when they could do that? They could just pool their money together and house everybody and figure out what to do. Give us all health care and education and fund that when they die, when they give away 90% of their income, like Bill Gates and the other billionaires. Are they going to do anything with it other than just giving it to millionaires and have the millionaires do something about it? I don't think so. I don't see why we need to trust them. The socialists are there in their cars with their money, right? Saying that we all need to be protected or whatever. That we all need fairness. But they still have more money than us as communists usually. People don't really grasp onto communism unless they're poor. Fortunately, 40 million people are poor in this country out of a country of 327 million. That's a lot of people. Sure, a lot of them don't identify as communists, but they will identify with things like, yeah, we're working and we're poor, and we need to stand up for the poor and the American worker. They wouldn't call it socialism, they'd just call it being a good Democrat or a good Christian. But really, that's socialism. Communism would be a bit fair because everyone would earn the same wage, like $1 million for a job. It's just numbers on a screen, people. You can adjust to make money, whatever it's worth to you. Whatever you want it to be made, you can make money worth that. You have dollar bills, but what are dollar bills backed up? Not Fort Knox. It's all backed up by debt, which is a black hole. It's a nothing space. You're sitting there in your cars going, yeah, you might have something going on right here. Well, I don't have a car, so I don't got a chick. It's kind of personal to me. You're out there pumping up pollution as socialists. My communist ass is down here with the poor and the working class. A lot of us can't afford cars because a lot of us ride buses. And you might be with your chick like, oh, yeah, he's got a good point. But I don't got a chick because I don't have a job. And then you might not have a job, but you might have a chick. And I'm going, yeah, well, I don't have a chick because nobody tells me where to go when I can't afford to go there. And it's the middle of COVID. And you're there like, yeah, he's got a point. But at what point do one of you fly honeys say, hey, this communist dude is a dude we want to fuck? I don't know. Do I have to be self-deprecating like the capitalists want me to be? Under communism, we're just all comrades. We should be. They tell you what communism is, and then they show you pictures of war-torn areas where communism is starting to grow. Most of those terrorist organizations identified with Hitler, I'm not even kidding, the Ba'athist Party that overthrew when Saddam Hussein came to power, identified with fascism and notional socialism, but on the Arabic level. Boko Haram, I'm sure they're not communists, they don't act communists. Oh, socialist China. Well, there's still poor people in socialist China. Oh, socialist Russia. Oh, there's still poor people in socialist Russia, but they liked it a lot better than they like capitalism. Oh, formerly socialist Romania. Now people want to go back to the system. Now people want to go back to the system in Russia because at least it was fairer than American-style capitalism. See, now you want to fuck this. Yeah, thanks for all the pollution. I think people who drive cars should be put away into insane asylums. The planet is dying. What I'm talking about is an age gap with younger women that are 20 years younger than you because it creates stronger baby DNA in the child that you would bring to life through that union due to an enzyme called telomerase. But if I were to propose something like oh, women 20 years older than you. You'd be all about it like a bunch of clapping frat boys and howler monkeys. When it's just about sex. See, that's what's known as a double standard. You propose one, nobody bats an eye, and then the next one, you propose the opposite of that, which is really the same as that, and everybody loses their shit. See what I mean? Generation Z, you're a generation of bigots if you don't support this. Everybody. You're bigots. Because you're there saying date women your own age, but you don't tell people that are involved in MILF cougar relationships, oh, date women your own age. That's a double standard. That's shameful. You're bigots. There's no justified bigotry. There's no justified bigotry, you know what I mean? You're just bigots, and I don't understand why. I support the gay community, I support the black community, I support the non-white community. But you're there calling yourself a Christian. You're walking around with your multiple set of chicks because daddy is there, this priest telling you, oh, it's bad to have sex, especially before marriage. So you go ahead and have sex before marriage because daddy's the preacher, and fuck him. But if I were to say there's nothing wrong with sex before marriage to a Christian, because don't they usually end up being men and women both that, and kids both, that end up having sex before marriage? The more you shove it down their throat, the more you shove religion down somebody's throat, aren't they there to rebel? Isn't that the job of young people, to rebel? Didn't you rebel when you were younger? So maybe you should rebel against the whole MILF cougar culture and do something that wouldn't chastise the MILF cougar culture, like Panther Silver Fox. You know what I mean? Because it creates stronger baby DNA. And also there's all these studies that say that sex would be the best feeling. Sorry. As an older guy interested in younger males and a libtard, or whatever you want to call me,